Well, if you ever wanted an indication of just how hot South Africa and Africa is at the moment, of course, the cast and crew of Creed 2 making a stop by here before the international release of another powerhouse film. JP Sebastian brings us the scoop.
Because we're a team.
So, gentlemen, we have director Stephen Caple Jr. and we have Victor Drago. This is Florian Munteanu.
Perfect.
Whoa, because I saw you raise that jab as I got it wrong on the red carpet. I want to put all the flowery stuff aside for a second and just talk personally. That you made a movie that made me feel like I need to take my dad to see it, and I thank you for that. So then talking about bringing personal stuff. It's a generation of film. It's in my genes, it's in yours, it's in his. And any other director could have, and I'm addressing you too because I want you to talk about this too. You could have made filler. And you could have made the villain a mutant, a monster, and just a wall to get through. However, you surprised and delighted me with Victor Drago. Please unpack for us. I think both of you can take this. Maybe you want to start. He's got layers. He's got dynamism. He's got depth. He's got breadth. Who is Victor Drago in Creed 2?
Well, first of all, like you said before, all the respect to him, because he could have chosen to do or to create a villain which we are used from the Rocky franchise, but he didn't. He didn't choose to do that. He wanted to do something special. He brought his own DNA to the franchise. I'm very thankful for that. So Victor is a guy who doesn't really care about fame, money. He only wants to make his father proud. I think that's the most important thing for him. And he's fighting for family, for loyalty, for the right stuff, for the right values. And I think people understand that in the end of the movie, and that's why they feel for him too.
Mm-hmm. No, completely. I think we were staying away from the film being too cartoonish in any way.
And that satisfies in its own way.
And no, completely, you know what I mean? And it's not to knock it. I think for 1986, the way Rocky IV was portrayed was right for its time, you know what I mean? I think today, making a modern day Rocky IV Part 2 kind of Creed 2 sequel, you have to find a balance. And I think talking with Mike, talking with him, we took the word revenge out and just replaced it with redemption.
So talking about the past, there, like I said, there's all the stuff that we bring, man. And there must have been some stuff that you were concerned with getting absolutely right, ticking some boxes. What were those for you?
Just to make sure that there was the right amount of nostalgia, I think, for the fans, obviously was a huge one for us. But particularly, just like you said, making this guy was layered and make sure you walk away feeling something. I think it's too many times where I think boxing or fighting films fail is when you don't care about what's happening in the corners or you don't care about what's happening outside the ring. You know what I mean? And so I just didn't treat it as a boxing movie. But the drama lied within every scene in between, and we just wanted to make sure that everyone had, like, if I were to take out the boxing movie aspect, with just the training in him and Dolph, is there a movie still?
You could still, it's still a human drama, and that's incredible. And so you gave yourself, as well as this gentleman, by the way, it was his first time acting in a film, you can be deeply proud of yourself for being able to achieve that amount of arithmetic and balance.
Don't get him big-headed, he's already...
Don't know if the cameras are large enough, it's a seam of sensor on that thing. But you also brought your own thing here. You've got how many relationships going on here? Good grief.
There's a lot of relationships and a lot of themes. You know, obviously you can put them all under the umbrella of family, but you know, it's with fatherhood between him and his pops, which I can relate to, obviously with my dad pushing me. And then you have other stuff, you know, where Adonis is learning how to mature and grow up and, you know, and be a man. So I think these are all themes that we can all relate and connect to as far as characters go.
So one question is a lot less flowery, maybe just more technical, is what frustrates me about action movies is they can't get a fight right. How do you make a blow land? Please, just as advice to other filmmakers, yourself as well. It's not just boxing, you're acting as well. How do you make every audience flinch the way we did? There are people who called in sick for work today.
No, thank you. I think that was the thing I was trying to go for. I think the first one I was definitely enthralled and I was into the fight scenes because of the camera movement. I think for this one, I was like, I have the Dragos in my hands. You know what I mean? I was like, they're dangerous. I want to elevate the stakes. One, by caring, so now you care after every punch. If it was just another punch from another guy, you wouldn't care about the blows. And then when you're in the ring, camera work and making sure these guys go 90%, you know, with their swings and not necessarily the 10 or 15 that you see in the movies, and just let them hit each other at times.
Absolutely.
And don't hold back. But they had to build the chemistry in a dance, you know, so that way they could really feel each punch and know where stuff is coming from so they won't get hurt.
Yeah, there had to be a certain trust between the two of us, obviously. And that's why we had a preparation time from, I think, like 3 months. And, you know, after a couple of weeks, we trusted each other. especially when I'm coming with the big haymakers. Mike had to trust me that I have the right timing and the right distance, that I'm not going to hit him. Yeah, exactly. But other than that, you know, Steven went for, you know, being as real and as authentic as possible, which means that we had to connect, especially to the body shots. And we took some hits. Of course we took some hits. It's no joke in there, right? You cannot play boxing, so we tried to be as authentic as possible, and I think you can tell that on screen.
Yeah, and everyone else is going to tell, I don't know, bring bandages, ice packs. Definitely go watch Creed 2, though. You guys both, as you kept saying, can be proud of yourselves. You made something incredible.
Appreciate it.
Thank you
so much, man.
Thanks, gents.
Thanks for having us.
Cool.